Hey guys, this is Miss Ewing, and I am here to make one of our first learning videos. The topic of this video is going to be multiplication. We're going to start with some pretty basic multiplication problems and work our way up to decimal multiplication. At any time, if you need to stop the video and rewind to see a step over, please do so. Also, when you're working on your remediation work page, please feel free to view the video and review the video anytime you need. Let's get started. The first problem we're going to start with is, just like I said, a basic problem. 42 times 6. If you notice, when I line up the problem, everything lines up to the right-hand side, or the ones place value. Now we simply multiply. 6 times 2 is going to be 12. 2 remains in the 1 spot, and we regroup the 1. Then we move on to 6 times 4, which is 24, plus the additional 1 gives me 25. Our answer to this problem is 252. Let's try another one. The next problem we'll look at, 264 times 5. Again, notice that everything is lined up on the right hand side. Starting with 5 times 4, that gives us 20. We keep the 0, regroup the 2. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 2 more is 32. Keep the 2 and regroup the 3. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 more gives us 13. Our final answer to this problem is 1,320. Let's take a look at a slightly harder problem. This time, we're going to go with 432 times 16. Again, same as the first two problems, we lined everything up to the right. In this problem, we definitely have 2 numbers on the bottom, but we're still going to focus just on the ones placed for now. So 6 times 2 gives us 12. Keep the 2, regroup the 1. 6 times 3 gives us 18, plus 1 more, 19. Keep the 9, regroup a 1. And then 6 times 4 is 24, plus 1 more is 25. Now we've taken care of our 6. We need to now deal with our 1. Because the 1 is in a different place value, the tens place, we have to annex a 0. That allows us to keep the 1 and use it just like a single digit. Now we multiply in the same pattern. 1 times 2 gives us 2. 1 times 3 gives us 3. And then 1 times 4 gives us 4. Now that we have these numbers, we need to add them together for a final answer. 2 plus 0 is 2. 9 plus 2 is 11. Keep the 1 and regroup. 5 plus 3 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. And 2 plus 4 is 6. Let's take another look at another problem. In this problem, we'll go a little bit larger. 1,432 times 23. Again, we're going to deal with our 3 first. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. Keep the 2, regroup your 1. And then 3 times 1 is 3, plus an additional 1 is 4. We've taken care of our 3. Now we need to deal with our 2. Don't forget that the 2 is in the tens place. So we need to make sure that we account for that by annexing a 0. Now that we've annexed the 0, we simply multiply the 2 the same direction we did the 3. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. And 2 times 1 is 2. Same as the last problem, add those together. 6 plus 0 is 6. 9 plus 4 is 13. Regroup the 1. 2 plus 6 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. 4 plus 8 is 12. Regroup the 1. And 2 plus 1 is 3. Our final answer is 32,936. Next, I want to take it to another level. We're going to add a decimal place into our problem. In this problem, we'll start with a smaller one. Let's start with 14 and 2/10 times 3. If you notice, even though there's a decimal, I lined everything up to the right-hand side. Right now we're going to ignore the decimal and just focus on the multiplication. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 4 is 12. Keep the 2, regroup the 1. And 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 makes 4. Now that we're done multiplying, we have to deal with our decimal. If you remember from class, we said that we count the number of spaces that come after the decimal place. In this problem, there's only one number after the decimal place. So in our answer, we start all the way to the right and count one space in. Our decimal place goes between the 2 and the 6. This makes our answer 42 and 6/10. I'm going to keep this problem on the page this time and show you a second problem. If I give you the problem 1.42, or that is stated 1 and 42/100ths, times 0.3, or 3/10. Notice again, we lined up everything to the right, and I'm just going to multiply, ignoring the decimals for a moment. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 4 is 12. Keep the 2 and regroup the 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 makes 4. Notice it's the same digits as the first problem. However, we now need to take care of our decimal. Again, we count how many spaces are on the right-hand side of the decimal. That's 1 space, 2 spaces, and then down in the bottom we have an additional space. That gives us a total of 3 spaces. In my problem, I'm also going to count 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. My decimal place will go before the 4. Let's try a harder problem. Remembering everything that we've just done, I would like you to try this problem by pausing the video as soon as you see the information, and then come back and I will walk you through the answer. Try the problem 12 and 47/100ths times 5/10. Go ahead and pause the video, try the problem on your own, and then come back. Alright, let's solve the problem. Keeping everything lined up to the right and ignoring the decimal for now, we're just going to multiply. 5 times 7 is 35. Keep the 5, regroup the 3. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 3 more is 23. Keep the 3, regroup your 2. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 more makes 12. Keep the 2, regroup the 1, and finally 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 more is 6. Hopefully you remembered that we deal with the decimal place all the way at the end by counting the number of spaces to the right of the decimal place. That would be 1 space, 2 space, and then an additional space to make 3. So in my answer, I will count 1, 2, 3 spaces. The decimal place belongs between the 6 and the 2. As long as you remember to keep everything lined up to the right and take care of your decimal at the end of the problem, you should have no trouble figuring these problems out. If the multiplication facts are somewhat hard, make sure that you're practicing those on a nightly basis. Once you feel that you're ready to practice on your own, come see me in class and I will give you a work page so that you can assess your knowledge. I hope this helped, and please remember you can always come back and watch this video anytime you need to.